What's up? What's up? Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Day 40. Day 40. Man, I light years away from my last video 10 days ago. Yeah, I think my last video was day 30, right? Yeah, day 30. We're at 10 days from there, and man, these past 10 days have been great. Have been really good, guys. Um, Again, I don't want to say things are back to normal because at this point, I don't even know what that even means. I guess I'm creating, um, or just walking in the new season. So there's really nothing like normal. But in terms of like my health and how I'm feeling, oh, I feel great, guys. Um, Man, you know, I know my last video, I think I was mentioning how I was like kind of struggling with like being lethargic and things like that and being really tired a lot. My mental, like I was like in this mental fog, I think, but like I ain't really feeling that too much, man. I'm really not. Um, I don't know, man. Just staying in step with the spirit. Like am I tired? Of course, but like, is it like abnormally tired? Not really. I'm getting great sleep. Um, I think I'm getting about like 7 hours, maybe anywhere between 6 to 7 hours of sleep. Able to kind of fall asleep pretty easily. Um, yeah, man. It's just a whole big difference. I don't know how to explain it, but just work feels like it doesn't feel like a drain anymore. Um, as the days just go on, like I'm just feeling better about it. I'm feeling empowered a little bit. Um, I'm thinking clearly and just enjoying going to work and um, just enjoying doing the things. I guess like as you just push through the pain and the grogginess and the tiredness and all that, as you keep pushing through it, you're just like building endurance. You're just building off of that. And it's just making me stronger, making me I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, guys. I just, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Um, my cat's kind of just distracting me over here. He don't ever leave me alone, dude. Like everywhere I go, he just follows me everywhere I go. I love this little guy. Let me show you. Look at this guy. Sorry. um, but yeah, 40 days, guys. 40 days, still chugging along, still doing great, still staying focused, still leaning on the Lord, still just carrying through. I mean, I feel very connected to him again. I ain't so much like quenching the spirit anymore, and I can hear his voice and I can, these what's been great is just setting routines, and just having that routine of life, a rule of life, just kind of helping out a lot, and they don't feel as like doesn't feel like a burden. It doesn't feel like, man, I gotta go through this, or oh, I gotta go do that now and everything. Like you're just dragging along. No, it feels like life. You're just doing it. um, so that's been great, man. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's my update, but wanted to keep that kind of short. Um, cause I know I've been saying that I'm gonna like write things down, and as a matter of fact, I did. I got some pages here because today I kind of wanted to talk about like what to expect when quitting kratom. I wanted to, for people who are going through the first week, specifically the first week, the first 5 to 7 days, you know, and I want to talk about my experiences, what I went through, what I used to kind of help me, what I did, um, and just kind of talk about that. You know, maybe there's some of you that are out there that are going through the first day, the first 3 days, the first 5 days, the first week, and or maybe there's some of you that want to quit and don't know what to expect, or maybe you're just scared, or you're just on the fence a little bit about it. And I actually did get a comment from somebody saying like he doesn't, like he's a little scared to quit. And so if you're watching, dude, like I just want to encourage you and build you up, man, and just kind of just go through it, man. It seems a little daunting and it seems a little intimidating and it is kind of scary, um, but you can do it. If I did it, there's others. There's plenty of others who have done it. There's others who have gone through worse things, um, and by the grace of God, getting through it, man. So, um, so what I went through, this is my experience. But definitely the number one thing that you will feel, and a lot of other people will say, is like restlessness and insomnia. That is the biggest one. Um, you're gonna struggle. You're not gonna really sleep. Um, you're gonna feel restless. Your legs might just be moving a lot. You'll feel. Like I felt it a lot on my legs. That was a big one for me. I was very restless. Um, and yeah, you're just not gonna sleep, man. So you may catch an hour, but it's not gonna be like a deep sleep. Um, for me, that was like one of the ones that like really sucked, because then it led to number two, which was feeling irritable. You know, um, Mentally, I was just irritable because I wasn't getting any sleep. And that kind of messes with you. But aside from the mental aspect, you will feel, or at least I felt, um, like physically irritable as well. Just kind of shaking a lot. Um, I remember feeling like really like itchy. I was always itchy. I felt like things were crawling on me. That skin crawly feeling. That's what I went through. Um, yeah, and it's just a weird feeling. It really is. But going through, I have gone through alcohol withdrawal uh, quite a few times in the past. Back in like 2020, in 2021, those 2 years, I was really going through a lot of withdrawals back then. I talk about it in my first video, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. Maybe for another time. Um, Another thing was muscle aches. My lower back, my neck, and my legs, like my thighs and my calves, and a little bit of my arms, just my whole body was just aching. I guess I don't know if it's because you know kratom obviously kind of like it's a pain reliever. So you weren't really feeling all those muscle aches back then. I don't know really the science behind it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything like that. Um, just just a guy. um, yeah, I definitely remember experiencing a lot of muscle aches. Um, no spasms or anything like that, but it was just discomfort a lot. um, I felt a little nauseous sometimes. Nothing like too crazy, but there were some moments where like I was feeling a little nauseous. Didn't really want to eat. Um, and yeah, just kind of like nauseous. um, what else? Those restlessness, insomnia, being irritable, itchy, crawling on skin, the muscle aches, nausea. Cravings. Cravings is something that I remember feeling and getting. Um, you're gonna have cravings. You're just, your body's gonna want it. You're gonna want it to kind of subside the withdrawal symptoms that you have. Um, but yeah, that's kind of more of a mental thing. Um, and it kicks for some people, kicks harder as the days go on. Maybe towards the end of the week, going into week two. But you will still have cravings. Um, but just gotta fight those cravings, man. Um, I'll kind of go into a little bit of remedies about that stuff. So I'm gonna go on to the next one. Emotional. I was feeling very emotional, guys. I was, man, like crying a lot. Like I felt very sensitive. I was just thinking like things that I would think about would bring me to tears. And they weren't like depressing thoughts. It was just memories and things like that, or yeah, maybe some sad thoughts like, man, what I could have done or should have done, made me cry. But when I was praying to God, I was definitely crying a lot. Listening to like worship music would break me down into tears. When I would talk to my wife, I would just cry. Um, yeah, just I was feeling very sensitive and emotional, at least within the first 2 to 3 days. Definitely within the first 2 3 days, I was very emotional. Um, Irregular bowel movements and diarrhea. Yeah. Um, that's another one. You know, you're not gonna take solid poops. um, it's just a thing, man. I know you could watch other videos that probably explain it better than I can, but um, I know that kratom just messes with your digestive health, and so yeah, so that's another one, and an odd one, but I definitely remember experiencing that. But I was sneezing a lot. I was sneezing a whole lot, just like more than normal. Like if I had allergies or something. And I don't have allergies, but like yeah, it was definitely a lot of sneezing. Don't know why. Can't explain why. I just remember going through that. You may go through it. You may not. I don't know. All of this stuff varies through person to person. Based on how much you were taking, what kind of kratom you were taking. I guess maybe I don't know. How much you depended on it. Um, so for me, like I know I was taking a whole lot. Um, Again, I go through it in my first video, so if you want to know, just kind of yeah, just kind of bear with me on that. Yeah, that first video, man, that's a tough one. But hey, man, I was just letting it all out there. But I know I explained like what I was going through, and just how much I was taking and for how long I was taking. But I don't know the amounts of milligrams or dosages. I don't know. I just know that I was drinking these seltzers that are called New Brews. I was drinking the Mitra Sevens. Um, I was drinking mainly those two. It was mainly the New Brews and the Mitras. But every now and then I'd also take. I don't know. I would. There was these other seltzer brands that are like very trashy. Uh, it was like low quality ones, but those are like when I was in a pinch. Whenever like the store um, that I usually got it from, Cratopia, was either closed or just they didn't have what, or I just didn't want to drive all the way over there. Um, Man, I can't remember the name. I don't know. It was some cheap brand, dude. But it was seltzers. I don't know how much dosage the dosage was. I don't know, but I just know that I was drinking a lot. I was drinking on some days it'd be like 5 to 6 cans. Some days it would be like 8 cans. But like it was never less than 4 cans a day. No, not not at all. Um, and yeah, and another kind of thing is what I noticed for me was at night is when these triggers or these not triggers, symptoms were really hitting the hardest. Throughout the day, I can kind of get through the day. Like I still felt everything I just said, and I may be leaving one or two out. I'm not exact, but those are the ones that really just stood out to me as I was writing this. Um, but at night is when it really kicked, especially the restlessness. Ooh, the restlessness, and that stayed for a little while, man. That stayed for at least easily like 2.5, close to 3 weeks. Um, but yeah. Um, any remedies? Um, things that I did. Um, I didn't. I didn't want to. I just wanted to push through it as much as possible. But there were some things that kind of helped alleviate it. Um, did it really work? I don't know. But um, I mean, they a few of them definitely did work, but there were some that as I start getting into it, like I don't know, I guess more of like a mental thing. It helped, but number one definitely helped, and number one was prayer, prayer, reading the word, listening to it, worship music, getting God's word in you, some way somehow. Um, and just leaning on him to get you through it. You know, um, confessing. Through contrition, just really just letting it all out on him. That was definitely the way, or one of the ways, that helped me the most. Um, yeah, that I cannot stress just how much your faith in God, um, or my faith in God, but whoever's watching, um, that is the number one remedy in all things. It's not even just through kratom. It's just through all things you go through in life. He's the one that sustains you. He's the one that gets you through it. He's the one that supplies you the strength. He's the one that's in the mud with you. Um, so yeah, that's definitely my number one, and will always be my number one. Number two, another one was walks. I would try to. I know it's hard because you're just so tired and irritable and stuff, but man, you gotta force your way out, man. Just get out of the house, go out in nature, go to a park. Do nothing too major. I wouldn't say like go on like a 5 mile hike, but something to just get out of the house, get some sun, get some fresh air, keep your mind busy, um, and just soak it in. Just go on a go on a walk. um, Now another one that helped me, and this is very intimidating. I know it took me like probably on day three is when I said, "All right, screw it, I'm gonna do it." Cold showers, cold showers, man. Those really helped. I remember watching a video on the first day, when I like the first night that I was going through it, and somebody mentioned it, and I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing no cold shower." I used to take cold showers, um, back then, but I was doing this when I used to take cold showers. I was living in Miami. It was just always hot, but I was in the thick of the winter here in South Carolina, and I was like, bro, I ain't taking no cold shower. It's already cold in my house. There's no way I'm gonna take a cold shower. Um, but I don't know. I don't know what. I just one day after like I think after the third day, I was feeling so irritable and like itchy, and just like my mind just felt like a headband was just wrapped on it, and it just felt weird. And I went and I was like, screw it, and I took a cold shower, and boy oh boy that helped. You're already going through pain. You know what I mean? You're already suffering as it is without the cold shower. And when you go in that shower, I mean, again, I don't know the science behind it, but it just releases a lot of like, I don't know if it's dopamine or serotonin. I don't know what it is, but it just releases a lot, and it just alleviates. It's almost like a hard reset on your body, and you will feel a lot better. I mean, the symptoms are gonna come back eventually, but just to get some sort of alleviation for a good 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Um, that's definitely one way to help. Um, watching videos, watching videos like this, watching um, just YouTube, just kind of like, I want to say brain rot. I wouldn't go that far, but just videos, maybe documentaries, maybe just if a show or two, movies, just kind of things that are gonna like keep your brain off of them, bring your mind off of things. Nothing that's gonna be, I don't know. You just don't want to like think too much. So just watching movies and TV shows, and obviously be careful with the things you watch. I mean, I don't know. You watch whatever you want, but it just be. I like to be mindful of what I watch. Um, but yeah, I was watching a lot of videos like this, and then I was just watching like documentaries or, um, like I said, hearing sermons and prayers, and just a lot of like apologetic stuff and street preaching and stuff like that. Just that's what I watch on a daily basis anyway. Um, so yeah, keep your mind busy. Um, Again, for me, what really helped was seltzer waters. I don't know if that'll help anybody. But I drink seltzer waters, like LaCroix and things like, seltzer waters, bro. Things like that. I guess maybe because like it was like tricking my mind into thinking I was drinking a seltzer kratom. So whenever I had a craving, I would just like grab one of those waters and just drink it, and it helped. It was the same kind of trick that I used to do when I was coming off of my beers. I was just drinking a lot of seltzer waters, and whole lot better for you. Um, Light snacking, fruits, definitely like some fruits, some nuts. You just want to eat light. You don't want to have like heavy meals. Um, some veggies, maybe some smoothies. If you're feeling too nauseous, I would definitely just stick to smoothies and stuff like that. But that's that definitely helps a lot. And then at night, what I took was I did take some melatonin. I didn't take no sleeping pills. I didn't take no like Nyquil or anything like that. I didn't want to go that extreme. But and I didn't start taking the melatonin until maybe like day 5 or day like towards the end of the week. Um and they kind of helped. I got the non-habit forming ones. Because I didn't want to rely on that. And I know that you could kind of start, people do rely on melatonin and they can't sleep when they stop taking melatonin. So I took a non-habit forming formula, and yeah, those definitely helped. And it was only for like 2 weeks. I got like a 14 pack, like a very small bottle. I don't take those anymore. As soon as it ran out, I stopped taking them. I didn't want to rely on those things. But it did help, especially for after the first week. Um, if you take it in day one, day two, you still may not sleep. You may get like 2, 3 hours of sleep, but you're probably not gonna get that much sleep either way. But definitely after like a week or two, I noticed that it did give me about like 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and or at least it would knock me out initially, and so that did kind of help. Another thing I was taking with the melatonin is GABA and L-theanine, I think it's called. Um, I was taking that too at night, and again I stopped taking those. But for the first 2 weeks, I was taking GABA and L-theanine, and it just kind of basically relaxes you. It's not, I don't know the science. Do some research on it. Look it up. You'll see. I heard a lot of people talking about it. Um, but I just know that it kind of just relaxes you. It de-stresses you, and these are just natural things that happen in your body anyway. and you just, yeah, you're just, it's like a supplement that you're taking. But then again, Kratom said it was a supplement too, right? But no, it was nothing really like that. So I just took those for a couple weeks. I kind of stopped taking it. I haven't taken it in about 2 weeks almost. So, um, so that's that. And you just gotta go through it. These remedies, they're not gonna. It's nothing. Nothing is going to take away what you gotta go through. Nothing's gonna take away the pain, the discomfort. Um, there's really nothing that's gonna completely heal that. You know. Um, yes, Jesus heals, and He definitely will, and He is in this process. Um, but I mean, like, to snap a finger and not feel any symptoms, nah, man. Like, there's just nothing that's going to do that for you. You just got to go through it. You got to gut it out, and just ride it through, you know? And hey, ultimately it produces endurance, and that endurance produces character, which produces hope. So just got to ride it out, man. Just got to do it. And my last thing here is, if, again, just kind of write it out. But if you are trying to plan this out, for those who haven't quit yet, um, try to take a day off of work, maybe two if you can. I don't know if you can. Use some PTO if you have. I would try to take at least like 2 days off, towards like either on a Friday and a Monday, or a Monday, Tuesday, whatever, however you want to do it. But if you can do that, I would recommend it, at least to get through the initial hard 3 days, because after that you can kind of get to work and do things after about like 3 to 4 days. Um, but yeah, that's what I recommend. Um, if you're married, talk to your wife. Be honest with her. Just tell her what you're going through. Tell her what you're gonna do. Um, if you've been hiding this for so long, come clean. Come clean. She's gonna find out. She's gonna see that you can't sleep for like 2 weeks. She's gonna see that you're irritable. You're gonna probably take things out on her due to frustration and stuff. So it's gonna come out the bag eventually. Everything that's in the dark comes to the light at some point. And so I would just come clean. Um, but if she already knows that this is something that you struggle with, then the ball's kind of in your court, and you can just like be honest and just tell her your plans, so that you're coming off of this, and then you got a support system right there. If you're not married or don't have a girlfriend, talk to a buddy, talk to a friend, talk to someone that you're close to. If you got a parent, I'm blessed to have my mom, who's one of my biggest supporters and my best friend. I can just be completely honest with, and I was with her throughout the whole process. And mom, I know you're probably watching, so I love you. um, but yeah, just talk to them, or pull out the camera and just talk to yourself. It's very therapeutic. It's very helpful. It's very, I don't know, man. It just helps, and then you get to just watch your process. You get to watch your progress, and I don't know. It's very therapeutic. But I would talk to somebody. Just talk to somebody. Um, Take it a day at a time. If you got to take it an hour, by an hour, do it. Take an hour at a time. You know, but just don't overwhelm yourself into thinking like, man, when am I gonna feel better? When am I gonna feel better? Like, oh, it's already been a few days and I still don't feel. You're just gonna stress. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take some time. Okay. Um, but it does get better. It does get better, and it's worth it. It's worth fighting. And that's basically all I got, man. Just keep fighting the good fight, and run your race, and you can get through it. Just lean on the Lord. Cast your cares, cast your anxieties on Him. Confess. Build a relationship with Him again. or build a relationship with him. And yeah, guys, that's basically what I wanted to do this video for. So that's what to expect through the first week, at least based on my experience. And those were some of the remedies that I took. That's how I got through the first week. And if you're on the fence, what are you waiting for? So, love y'all. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you in the next one.